I get just 2 or 3 people, and then all the questions at the end are all diet related. Okay, so I'm going to start off the session by telling you that diets don't work. I'm with the University of Yale. We've been researching diets and lifestyle over the last 7 years. And in January this year, we'll produce a white paper which talks about how diets actually make your life and your health worse. The magic pill when it comes to the prevention and healing of diseases, the magic pill when it comes to weight loss, is not something that you can buy in a bottle off the shelf of any nutraceutical company. It's not something that you can buy from doctors. It's not something that you can get in hospitals. That magic word is lifestyle. In the next 45 minutes, I'm going to talk about a holistic view which will cover everything from weight loss to the prevention and the healing of diseases. Now, why am I talking about all of these three things together? Because they're all connected. If you have a problem losing weight, your body is trying to tell you that you are already sick. Your body's trying to tell you that you already have an immunity which is low. Each and every one of us are built up of billions of cells, beautifully orchestrated into an intelligence, into a brilliance called your immunity. Your immunity is your first and your last line of defense when it comes to anything, any disease, ranging from a common cold and cough to a 4th stage cancer. Right now, each and every one of us are breathing in Mumbai air, 22 different carcinogens every single day. You go to Delhi, it's even higher. What keeps some of us healthy? What makes some of us sick? Right now in this room, there are over 500 different kinds of pathogens or bacteria that each and every one of us are breathing in. That last line of defense called immunity is what is protecting you from getting an infection or a disease. If you're already sick, it is your immunity which will make you better. I specialize in 4th stage cancer. I get to look at almost every terminal patient who comes to me when allopathy and conventional treatments no longer work. I don't have a magic pill or any superpower to help these people get into remission. The one tool that I help to get these people in remission, and that's almost an 86% success rate, is breaking down and rebuilding their immune system, which over years is destroyed by the use of antibiotics, junk and processed food, stress, emotional internalization, the habits that we choose every single day, lack of sleep, inadequate exercise, over-exercising, and fad diets like low-carb diets, high-protein diets, paleo, vegan, you name it. I'm going to break down today's session into 2 models. The first model is a triangle. You have balanced nutrition at the tip of the triangle. Note that I used the word balanced. At the next tip of the triangle, you have adequate exercise. Note that I used the word adequate. On the third tip of the triangle, you have quantity and quality sleep. And in the center of the triangle, you have something called emotional detoxification. This is the model, this is the foundation of good health. You get all of these 4 things working together. You don't have to force the human body to lose weight. You don't have to punish it with exercise. You don't have to resort to medication all the time. I'm not against medication. I'm just making that very clear. I'm against the fact that medication is handed out like candy to people today. And you're on one pill, and then you're on the second pill to handle the side effects of the first pill. And at any given point, people in Mumbai today, most of them are on 3 to 4 pills, one for diabetes, one for high blood pressure, one for cholesterol, one for a kidney issue or a liver issue. And if that person doesn't make a lifestyle change, the pills are going to become more and more. And finally, the person is going to suffer and succumb not because of the original disease, but because of the side effect of all these pills together. That's model 1. Model 2, each and every one of us are built up of 5 selves. You have your mental self, you have your emotional self, You have your intellectual self, your spiritual self, and you have your physical self. Each and every one of you, even if someone is born visually challenged or physically challenged, they still have all these senses and selves. Now, why am I talking about these selves? Because in today's world, everyone is focusing on the physical self. A size 0 or a six-pack, or you want to get slimmer, or you want to lose weight, which is a great goal to have. If there's no growth happening in the mental and emotional self, along with the spiritual self, you can never achieve the goals for your physical self. Let me give you an example. I have people with six-packs and size 0 figures who still come with cancer and disease. Great developed physical selves, but stress, emotional, toxic feelings, toxic relationships, mental problems, depression causes illness. I have yoga teachers and vipassana teachers who meditate for anywhere between 10 days to 45 days, but have never focused on their physical self. They come with disease as well. Intellectually, most of us are developed. We have Google to diagnose a disease, to tell us what to do, to tell us what to eat, to tell us which diet we should get on. So intellectually, we are developed, not necessarily in the right way, but emotionally and mentally is where we fail. And why am I talking about this? Because health and healing and weight loss, it is a mind-body connection. Everything starts off in the mind. I'm going to prove it to you right now of how your thoughts have a direct impact on your immunity and your health. Be angry. Be angry. You can't be angry unless you have an angry thought. Be sad. You can't be sad unless you have a sad thought. Be happy right now. You can't be happy unless you have a happy thought. Now that thought has an impact on your feeling. How do you feel that feeling? How do you feel that feeling of sadness? How do you feel that feeling of joy and happiness? That feeling vibrates in all those billion cells that we just spoke about. Every one of those billion cells vibrates with the emotion you are feeling. So when you're constantly stressed, why do you fall sick? Because those billion cells vibrating with the emotion, that stress, impacts your immunity. When you're stressed, you fall sick. When you constantly internalize emotions, between 2014 and 2015, 86% of the breast cancer cases that we diagnosed in India, in integrative oncology, that's my line, we work with root causes. We don't just look at a mammogram, we just don't look at a PET scan. We look at that, but we want to get to the root cause of what caused your cancer, so that you don't have to go cutting off one breast and then the cancer comes back after 6 months and you cut off another breast and then it's in the lungs and finally in the brain. If we find a root cause, we can start the process of healing because we know what to direct what to the root cause. 86% of these women, the root cause that we determined was emotional internalization. We may call ourselves urban India, but you'll be surprised at the number of women who still internalize emotions, the fear to express themselves, the fear that they'll be judged in society, the fear that they're not allowed to say how they feel. So when you constantly put emotions in yourself, this is for men and women, what happens? Your immunity gets compromised. When your immunity is compromised, you can get any disease, any disease. A woman and man is designed to express. Women are all familiar with that hormone called oxytocin. Are you aware of that? Oxytocin, it's also called the cuddle hormone, it's called the love hormone, it's called the sex hormone. When it rises, it compels a woman to talk, to express. So every time a woman wants to express, if she forces herself not to do that, there is a hormone imbalance. Which brings me to my next topic. Weight loss and disease is all about hormonal balance. It is not about your 1-hour workout in the gym. It is not about your salads and your soups that you eat every day. Weight loss is about communication between every cell in your body. There's a chemistry between every cell in your body. Let me explain how you get fat and why you can't lose weight. You have three choices. Get onto a diet, punish yourself with the latest exercise fad that's hit Mumbai, or go crazy looking out for solutions. Or you can understand. Again, come back to those billion cells that we spoke about. Each of those cells are covered with a thin, permeable layer of fat. It's a good fat to protect your cell, to protect the nucleus of your cell from toxins. If there are more toxins in your body, that thin, permeable layer of fat grows thicker and thicker. Natural defense mechanism of the human body to protect you, to protect your cells. Every disease originates from a cell. You were born from a cell, which means even if there's a little imbalance in one of your cells, it impacts your health. If there's an energy imbalance in one of your cells, it impacts your health. So when you look at weight loss, the first thing you look at is toxicity in your own body. You reduce toxins, you help your body eliminate, automatically those cells start releasing fat. Automatically. Detoxification and elimination. We have 5 eliminatory organs: your lungs, your skin, your liver, your kidney, and colon. Even if one of these are blocked, you will have some sort of disease, or you will have an acidic body. When you have an acidic body, no matter what you eat and how much you exercise, you cannot lose weight. Your cells require oxygen to burn fat. In an acidic body, oxygen doesn't reach the cells uniformly. The vital force, oxygen, is deprived to your cells. They don't have the fuel to burn fat. And then we have fads of eating every 2 hours because we think we raise our metabolic rate. That's a big myth. Your digestive system uses 75% of your body's total energy every day to break down the food that you eat, the kind of food that you eat, and the excess food that almost all of us eat. Which means we're left with 25% of energy for every other function in the body: mental, emotional, physical. Which is why some people constantly feel tired and fatigued, no matter how well they slept, no matter how clean they eat. It's because your energy is being diverted in the wrong direction. Let's come back to the triangle and break it down. Balanced nutrition. What did you grow up eating? What was your staple diet? These are questions you need to ask yourself. When you were growing up, did your staple diet make you sick? Did your staple diet make you fat? If the answer is no, that is exactly the diet you should be eating right now. You will find the point in your life when you started putting on weight or you started getting sick. If you really reflect back, you'll find it is when you changed your diet. Maybe you were getting into college or university or a new career, or you moved out of home and you were living in a hostel or on campus. You'll find that there was a lifestyle change that brought on either sickness or excess weight. But your staple diet would never have caused the problem for most of us. I grew up having white sugar in my tea. I grew up on white bread. That was our staple diet besides normal food. Today we run away from white sugar and white bread thinking that's the cause of our ill health. It is, because food has changed over the last few years. It's more processed. We don't have to be scared of the little things like a little sugar in our tea, a little white bread here and there. We have to be scared of overconsumption. Almost every food out there today has hidden sugars, hidden chemicals, hidden MSG. You'll be surprised, when is the last time you saw a product which has MSG? You'll say, no, there isn't MSG. Because there are different words for MSG. But you'll see an ingredient called hydrolyzed vegetable protein. Sounds great, vegetable and protein. It is nothing but MSG. So our food is contaminated. We have to be scared of overconsumption. Stopping your 1 cup of tea, which gives you that happiness in the morning with your little sugar, is not the reason you're sick today. We are sick because we're trying to move away from our staple diet. Yes, if you're overeating your staple diet, you will have problems. If you overeat salads, you will have problems too. To get healthier doesn't mean you eat more healthy food. It is not about what you eat. It is about how your body digests what you eat. It's about how your body absorbs all those minerals and vitamins from the food that you eat. But I'll talk about India right now. I spent 15 days in India and 15 days in New York, so I get to see the best of both worlds. The biggest problem we have right now in India is digestion. Acidity, indigestion, bloating, flatulence, stomach ulcers, constipation, IBS. Almost every second patient comes with these problems. Your immunity starts in your gut. If you have an unhealthy gut, you will be sick. You will not be able to heal. You will struggle to lose weight. And the human body is beautiful. It gives you biofeedback all the time. All the time. When you get a fever, the first thing we do is pop a paracetamol or a Crocin. Why? The human body is producing a fever because there are certain pathogens and bacteria in your body that it's trying to kill with a higher temperature. We pop a pill, we bring down the fever, and we compromise immunity. You have diarrhea. You pop a pill to stop the body's natural defense mechanism of trying to flush out the stomach bug or bacteria. Now, I'm not saying don't take medications. If you're getting onto a flight today or you have an important meeting, you're going to need it. But I'm saying use it the right way. Every medicine you take, no matter what the medical community tells you, goes through your liver. And most people have toxic livers. The number one function of the liver is to burn fat. Sometimes by only cleaning your liver, you can start losing weight. Because your liver has another important function of removing toxins from your body. It's too busy doing that, so it puts fat burn on the back burner. And that's why we struggle. Detoxify, clean your body, and you allow the human body to lose weight. You can never force the human body to lose weight at all. Women who have PCOD, women who are entering menopause will understand this. Don't increase your efforts and your exercise. Detoxify the body, balance your hormones through lifestyle changes. So keep it to balanced nutrition, your fresh fruits, your seasonal fruits. Why are seasonal fruits so important? How many of you don't eat mangoes every summer because you think you'll put on weight? Let me give you an example. Thanks. Let me give you an example of a mango. Why does a mango grow in summer? Mangoes contain beta-carotene and several other trace minerals, which is cooling for the human body. Some people get pimples and blame it on the mango. Blame your pimples on your improper dietary habits and not on a fruit. And a mango grows just before the monsoons because beta-carotene is a natural immunity booster. So you're expected to eat mangoes at the right season to boost your immunity to prepare you for the next season, where almost all of us fall sick the moment the monsoons come in because of low immunity. Balanced nutrition. Keep it simple. There is medicine in every food that you eat. You don't have to eat 3 apples to feel healthy. You can eat 1 apple and it can give you all that nutrition that you require if your body is absorbing it the right way. Let me come to adequate exercise. How many of you work out for 1 hour every day? Put your hands up. Great. Exercise isn't bad. What if I told you that less is more when it comes to exercise? What if I told you 30 to 45 minutes post-intensive working out, your body raises a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone which tells your body to store fat. So there are a lot of people who will work out intensely. They'll have big arms, they'll have well-developed legs, but they'll still have that pot belly and midriff fat, which just doesn't seem to burn off. That's because we're producing cortisol. Now, don't compare yourself to athletes and Bollywood because it's a very different story. They have supplements to manage cortisol. If they don't use supplements, athletes do 3 things. They eat, they sleep, and they train. And they do that over and over again. Recovery and rest is what brings down cortisol. But our 1-hour workout in the morning, and then we rush to work, and we're awake, and there are meetings, and there's stress, and you come back home, you have a late dinner, That doesn't fit into our lifestyle very well, which is why we struggle to lose that belly and abdominal fat. Less is more. Each of you remember right now, when it comes to health, don't think just today. Think the next 15 years of your life. Most of the joints that you use for intensive working out are ball and socket joints, like your shoulder and your knee, which means they have wear and tear. A muscle can go stronger. Cartilages and joints and tendons can grow, but your bones, they wear out over time. So when you make a goal for yourself, make sure it's holistic. Question yourself, why are you doing what you're doing today? It's great if it's a sport, it's great if it's your line and you want to do it. Think, can you do the same exercises when you're 60 or 70 or 80? Are these exercises even natural to the human body? So many of the elderly people today cannot even get off a bed or chair without assistance because they've never focused on their key quad muscles and hamstrings. The 4 best exercises that should comprise every single workout is the squat, a plank, a push-up, and a pull-up, because these movements are natural to the human body. I'm not discouraging you from any of your other workout plans. Do it, but question yourself. Marathon running has become, let me use the word fad, and I'll tell you why. The moment that sprouted up, the number of cases of physiotherapy also sprouted up. Running is an elite sport. It is not a weight loss exercise. When you run, you want to make sure you're running with the right vitamin D3 levels, the right vitamin B12 levels, the right carbohydrates, the right protein, the right essential fats. Yeah, you'll finish a couple of marathons because you are powered with passion. You're powered with that adrenaline that crowds around you running and crowds cheering you helps you to finish. But how is your health post that? In the US, a year and a half ago, we opened up the knees of 60 elite marathon runners post the age of 50. Their patellas, their knees, their lower backs, their discs were damaged beyond repair. No one shows you the life of runners and sports people post a certain age. All I'm saying is think. If you're doing it, do it the right way. It's great to run a marathon. Do it the right way. Train the right way. Rest and recover the right day. I know so many people who get up every day to train for a marathon, 4 hours of sleep. You're headed for a cardiac arrest. You're headed for low immunity. You're inviting disease. So all I'm saying is think. Less is more when it comes to exercise. Everyone's body is different. Running may work for one body. Yoga may work for someone else's body. But if you can get in a combination of some strength training exercise, I don't even mean a gym, your own body weight and some flexibility like yoga or Pilates, that is the best combination. Coming to the third point, sleep, the most important vertical of this triangle. What's the average sleep that we have in this room right now? Anyone less than 6 hours, put your hands up. Okay, don't be afraid. Anyone between 6 and 7, put your hands up. Great. Anyone over 7 hours, put your hands up. Oh, fantastic. Anyone over 8.5 hours, put your hands up. Because that's also a bad thing. Still, put your hands up. Okay, great. Sleep is the most important vertical. When you sleep, there is magic that happens in the human body. Repair of cells, rejuvenation, growth, detoxification, hormonal imbalance. Why does your mouth smell when you wake up in the morning? Why do you have dirt between your eyes when you wake up in the morning? It signifies that there has been a detoxification, a cleanup process while you were sleeping. Women and men, women especially, it takes roughly 6.5 to 7.5 hours for your body to complete hormonal balance. So if you're sleeping less than that, you have a hormonal imbalance. And what's India thriving with? PCOD issues, fibroids, ovary problems, breast problems, all hormonal related. Men, is your beard growing right now, during the day, or does it grow while you sleep at night? It grows while you sleep, signifying that growth and repair happens while you sleep. You cut down on sleep, you have problems. There's a lot of stuff on Facebook floating around where it shows the most successful people sleeping for 4 days, for 4 hours and 5 hours, and we link that to success. You cannot go against the laws of nature when it comes to the human body. Each and every one of you are products of nature. which means you thrive best within the biological parameters that define you. What I mean by that is when you align the way you eat, the way you sleep, the way you think, and the way you move with nature, then anything that's a disease, call it arthritis, call it diabetes, call it cancer, it tends to get better. Make sure your sleep's in place. Let's get to the center of the triangle, emotional detoxification. I also use the word spiritual balance for this. When I'm saying spiritual balance, I'm not talking about religion. For some of you, it could be religion. I'm talking about your inner self. Why do you do what you do? Who are you when you're with your spouse? Who are you when you're with your boyfriend or your girlfriend? Who are you when you're with your boss? Who are you when you're with yourself? All of us wear masks every single day. It's not a problem unless we get lost within the masks that we wear. Today's society has become a virus. People get sick because of their social calendars, social obligations. We moved to society and we moved away from community. Community is everything that promotes harmonious relationships, that allows for expression. Society is a virus if you don't handle it the right way. People feel forced into the lifestyle that they're living today. How do you change that? Why is that spiritual balance in the center of the triangle? Because when you have that inner balance, it is what motivates you and helps you decide that today, I'm going to start eating healthy. It helps you decide, should I have that third cupcake or is it enough? Should I put my shoes on and go for a walk today? Should I not go for this wedding or party and get my sleep because I'm feeling sleepy? For that, you need inner balance. Otherwise, you are propelled and you are controlled by the norms of society. How do you get inner balance? What's the exercise for inner balance? There are several, my favorite being meditation. How many of you meditate? Put your hands up. Fantastic. Meditation is not about sitting cross-legged with a candle lit and trying to blank your mind. That's the biggest mistake and fear people have. Meditation is simply focus on your inhale and your exhale and allow your thoughts to pass through. Do not stop them. The more you push your thoughts in, the more they're going to come up again. So some people use meditation, some people use prayer, some people use visualization. Find what works for you. Some people just use silence. Some people just get engrossed in a hobby that they love doing. That's meditation too. It disconnects you from the fake world out there. And I can tell you right now, you need that more than anything else when it comes to your health. Most diseases start in the mind. The inability to heal starts in the mind. Let me talk about cancer. The moment someone gets cancer, it comes along with the tag that, is it first, second, third, fourth stage? If it's fourth stage, oh, doesn't have time to live. It comes along with the scare and fear of chemo and radiation and no hair and the suffering of side effects. Let me tell you, people who don't even know the side effects of chemo never really go through them. We manifest what we think. The inability to heal starts with the belief that the disease is going to consume us. The inability to lose weight starts with the belief that I can't lose weight. I'm struggling. I tried X, Y, Z. It's not happening. I'm always going to be fat. Disbelief, self-criticism, emotions. Emotions, high cortisol. High cortisol, fat gain. If you are stressed constantly, you will have abdominal fat. You will have midriff fat. You'll have fat in the areas that you do not want it. I'm going to quickly explain that so you understand the relation. If I bring a tiger in the room right now and I leave the tiger free, there's exactly two ways each and every one of you are going to react. Some of you will prepare to run, which is called a flight response. Some of you will prepare to fight, which is called a fight response. Every human body goes through the fight and flight response. It is what protects us. It's what gives us reflexes. It's what gives us adrenaline when we're in a stressful situation. So you have acute stress, stress that comes up. When we get stressed, cortisol goes up. So cortisol indicates that adrenaline starts getting produced. Adrenaline is what gives you power, energy to fight or flee. Natural defense mechanism of the body. Your thyroxine also falls down, your testosterone falls down, your DHEA falls down, and Digestion shuts down because the body is storing whatever's in it for energy. Okay? Process that concept for a minute. Acute stress. We react to something, stress goes up, stress comes down, all good. But now look at our lives today. Stress comes up and it stays up. We move from one thing to another, one situation, one person to another, and our levels become chronic stress, which means your cortisol levels are always high, which means your thyroxine levels are low, and every other hormone that I mentioned. What's one of the biggest problems we have in India today? Thyroid. Stress-related condition. The most easy condition to reverse using lifestyle and using nature. And yet all of us out there believe that you need to be on a pill for it for the longest time. But you make lifestyle changes. You look at stress, which impacts your thyroid. Go for a thyroid test 2 or 3 days after you've gone through a very stressful situation, and you will find your TSH and your T3 and your T4 are high. You will also find that your cholesterol is high. You will also find that your blood pressure is high. So what do? React, take a pill? That's what's happening today. No, you step back. What did the doctors teach us when we were growing up? They would say, oh, you have a stomach pain. Okay, what are you eating? Okay, go back for a week, rest, do this, come back again. Diagnostic power. Getting to the root cause of what we do. Today as a society, we are reactive. We want the quickest pill that will fix us and get us back on our feet. That's great for some time, but it's exactly what's going to consume us in the long run. Now you take the model, the triangle that I just spoke about, balanced nutrition, emotional detoxification, adequate exercise, and quality sleep, and you merge it with the model of your physical self, your emotional self, your mental, spiritual, and intellectual. And that is holistic health. You use your mind, you use your power, you use your calmness to help you get through everyday life. Your 1 hour workout in the gym is useless if you're going to be sitting in a chair for the next 9 hours. Your 1 hour of yoga is useless if you don't allow the principles of yoga to slip into your life. So don't look at exercise or your 1 hour workout as a to-do list. 1 hour workout done, that's it. Activity is everything. Sitting has become the new smoking. The human body is not designed to sit for long periods of time. You have lower back pain, you cut down circulation to the lower part of your body. Every 45 minutes to an hour, whatever your job is, stand up, stretch even for a minute, but get that circulation happening in your body. Because circulation means your blood is able to travel freely. What does blood carry? Oxygen and nutrients from the food that you eat to every single cell of your body. So if you're eating salads and organic food and superfoods all the time, but you have no activity, you can be 100% sure that most of those nutrients are not even reaching those billion cells that we just spoke about. You merge these two models. Diets do not work. Every human body is different. Every human body is different. Get back to your staples. Follow. India eats dinner too late. Dinner time is too late, and dinner is the meal where the whole family gets together, so it happens to be the heaviest and the richest meal of the day. We need to make that change. Have a heavier dinner, but keep a gap of at least 2.5 hours to 3 hours between dinner and bedtime if you can, and watch how you lose weight. Each and every one of you, if you're looking at losing weight, here's one more test for you. From tonight, for the next 1 week, do one simple thing. Serve yourself just 1 spoon less of food at every meal, just 1 spoon less of food. Do that for a week. Multiply those number of spoons by the number of meals and the number of days. I can guarantee you, you would have not lost fat. You would have not lost weight, but you would have lost fat, because most of us eat more than our bodies require, because we don't eat mindfully. Why 3 rotis? Why 2? Why not 4? Why not 1? When you eat mindfully, your body tells you when to stop. Your body tells you when to stop eating food. So my advice to each and every one of you is listen to the human body. It is giving you biofeedback all the time. You're having hair fall. Don't run to the nearest doctor. You can go later, but figure out, why is my hair falling in the first place? What minerals am I deficient in? What vitamins am I deficient in? If you're constantly getting acidic and heartburn, there is something wrong with your lifestyle. Change your lifestyle, because all disease starts in an acidic environment. Every single disease starts in an acidic environment. So listen to what your body has to tell you. If your knees are paining, ask yourself, how old am I? Are my knees supposed to be hurting me at this age? If it is, you have the option of a knee replacement surgery, which never works in the long run, or you have an option to change your lifestyle. The human body has the brilliance of repairing itself. Smokers who stop smoking can actually completely change the health of their lungs and their liver. We've seen in liver cirrhosis patients and liver cancer patients, even when the liver's cut, you cut off a part of the liver, you change that person's lifestyle and the liver grows back to its original form. That is the power, that is the brilliance of the human body. I believe that the human body is designed to heal itself. We only have to give it a chance. Thank you. It's open for question and answers. Yeah. Okay.
Can you suggest us few ways to detox? And it has to be kind of weekly exercise or monthly. It has to be like every day. I want to have a better information on detox.
So detoxification can happen with fruits. Detoxification, and this is something that exists in our own country, India. It's called a 24-hour water fast. For 24 hours, you only have water. You may not get 24 hours the first time. Start with 16 and move to 24. It's the most therapeutic detox that you can ever go through. Because when you don't allow food in your body, you allow your digestive system to actually shut down, which means it has all that energy to repair and clean your body. So you could do fruits as a detox. You could start adding a vegetable juice or adding more raw vegetables like carrots and cucumbers to your meal. It's detoxifying in nature.
That's okay. I'm asking for the frequency. It has to be weekly or what do you suggest?
Listen to your body. I don't have that answer for you.
Okay.
For some people, you need to detoxify every week. For some people, once in a month. For some people, once in 6 months. It depends on you, on your current lifestyle. If you're eating most of your meals out every day, you need more detoxification. So it's really dependent on your body and your body type. That's how it is. Yes.
Hi. My question to you is that I believe what you're saying, and I completely agree with what you have spoken so far. But the concern is the quality of food that we're getting today. Is that food that we're getting today with all the modified foods that we're getting and with the pesticides and all that rubbish which goes into our diet and into our cells, is that adequate? Is it harming? Can our body sort things out and say, this is pesticide, I won't allow it into the body's in the bloodstream, this is what is not required? How is the body dealing with it, and can the body deal with it all?
Okay, so that's a great question because we have no control over the food that we eat today. Okay, we may go completely organic, but then we don't have control over the water that we drink. We may decide to boil our water and do everything else, but we don't have control over the air that we breathe. Again, the answer is immunity. That's why each and every one of us have to invest constantly in building a strong immunity. Because when you have a strong immunity, immunity is what takes care of all these excess pesticides and bacteria and viruses. And yes, we are getting clogged all the time because of contamination, which is why our livers are toxic, our colons are toxic, our kidneys don't work well enough. We don't even sweat enough to sweat out half of the heavy metals that we ingest. So when we work on elimination and detoxification of these 5 organs that we spoke about, which again is balance, nutrition, exercise, sleep, emotions, that's how we help our body get through the kind of world that we're living in. Because there's no way we're swimming in a sea of toxins. Babies are born with over 300 different strains of toxins already. A mother gets pregnant with a certain amount of toxins already. So we can't go fighting this whole system. We can only try to make it better. We can try to make better choices, and we can try to reduce toxic overload in our system by, balancing our lifestyle and our choices. So again, it's all elimination and detoxification and a strong immunity.
Hello.
Yes, whoever has the mic, yeah.
Here it is.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, you mentioned about the 5 items in the human body. That's physical, mental, economic, social, and spiritual. But I believe one of the very important point is regarding your own mental frame with which you work. That is, when you say, I am not going to be sick, that's a different sentence than I should be healthy. because your thoughts creates your own atmosphere. And the more you concentrate on what exactly you want rather than what you do not want. My food is not good. The market is not giving me something which is what is required. Instead of worrying about that, whatever comes to me will be all right. I'll be happy and healthy all the time. How do you think of this kind of?
Absolutely, that's a positive affirmation. We can go on being negative about the situation, or we can change the way. I can say I have a healthy body and it'll take care of myself. And it takes care of all the food that you eat and the water that you drink. It's a very good point. Thank you. Yes, who's next?
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Hello. You just talked about that yoga is not about exercise. You must bring the principles of yoga in your daily life. Question number 1. So, I practice Surya Namaskar every day. How can I bring in the principles of Surya Namaskar in my daily life?
Okay. So what is the beauty of doing a Surya Namaskar? Your breath, how you align your breath with every movement.
Yeah.
Are you doing that during the day? Like everyone observe right now, are you breathing to your full capacity? None of us. What's the vital force? Oxygen. To all those billion cells, we've deprived it right now. But we just take a deep breath, we change the physiology in the human body in a split second. So your breathing, the way you sit during the day, your posture, everything, movement. It's a fluid movement. Do you have that fluid movement in your life? That's what I mean by slipping into your daily life.
Thank you, sir. Question number 2 is more of a request. Sometimes I feel our education system is actually teaching us a bad lifestyle. Our bags are so heavy that it actually causes our shoulder to pain. Children studying first standard, I've gone through this in my school, carry such heavy bags. Even in our college, we are told to carry books and notebooks both, which cause our bags to be very heavy. And it's not required because the teachers are not going to use both the books on one day. So, can this session be for the Education Institute and teachers as well?
I'm sure the organizers will make a point of that because it's a very valid point. When I was a child, I had the same complaints as you. And I really can't comment any more on this. I agree with you. I also agree the education system is from where we can start promoting healthy lifestyle. And it has to start from the top and trickle down to the bottom. All I can do right now is agree with you and hope that the organizers make a note of this so that this problem can be addressed at some time. But it's a very valid point. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. Thanks.
Okay, first off, thank you for the wonderful session. I have a question for you.
Sure.
I want you to help me decode the whole protein myth because over a period of time I've been told all kinds of things. At one point you hear animal protein is not all that good for you. But if you discount animal protein out of your diet, vegetarian diet, I don't know if it really provides all the essential amino acids and protein that you require every day. So it's been a massive myth. Some studies would indicate that you need up to 1 gram per pound of body weight. Some other studies would indicate something else. So what's your perspective on the whole protein idea?
So number one with protein, again, it's not about how much protein you have. How does protein digest in the body? Protein enters your body and now your digestive enzymes need to break it down into amino acids. There are 22 amino acids. It is the amino acids that help you build muscle, build your hair, build your skin, build your immunity and everything else. If that protein doesn't break down into amino acids, that protein becomes acidic in the human body. Even a Jain vegetarian diet can give you sufficient protein. Depending on what your goal is. If you want to be a bodybuilder, there are vegan bodybuilders today. What are some of the best protein sources? Immediately you'll think eggs, non-veg, mung dal, rajma, all of that stuff. Yes, that's high protein on a nutritional chart. What if I told you simple vegetables like cauliflower, okra, green peas, tomatoes, spinach, your normal yellow dal, your normal orange dal, your normal black dal, your brown rice, your jowar, your bajra, your wheat has sufficient protein to give you a lean and healthy body. It is not about how much protein you have, it's about combinations. When you mix a Kerala red rice or a brown rice with rajma, it becomes a complete protein, one of the healthiest proteins. When you mix your lentils with a rice, it becomes a complete protein. The non-vegetarian complete protein is a egg. Yet most people separate the yolk and the white, which is the most foolish thing to do, because that 3 grams of protein in your white, You think it's doing good for your body. To digest that protein, you need the manganese and the phosphorus from the yolk, from the yellow of the yolk. You cannot separate nature. They work together. So coming back to your point, protein is a very big myth. The more protein you consume doesn't in any way have connection that you'll have a better body, unless you're training to be an athlete or a bodybuilder, then it's calculated. If you have too much of protein, you do put load on your kidney. Because the job of the kidney is to flush out excess protein. Most of us don't even utilize the protein that we get from our normal diet. My protein shake that I use is natural. It cost me $40 and it tastes good. I found it in Calcutta. It's called Sattu. Have any of you heard of Sattu? I use it for 4th stage cancer patients because it's the cleanest and the lightest protein that the human body can absorb. It is plain besan powder, which is roasted, which is dried and roasted. And sometimes they use other grains as well. You mix that in water, you have amino acids, and you have solid protein, and you have minerals, and you have vitamins, and you have it straight from nature. So if your diet is balanced, you have sufficient protein. Animal protein, yes, it's great. But almost every animal today, right from the chicken to the cow, is injected with antibiotics and hormones. So you're getting hormones and antibiotics along with protein, which is making the body more acidic in nature. To get a great body, you need to give your body the right food and the right amount of exercise. It is not excess protein. So please do not consume excess protein thinking you will lose weight or build a better body. Building muscle is not about protein. Building muscle is about HGH, which is human growth hormone. Anything that you can do that stimulates human growth hormone builds you muscle. Thank you.
So I would like to know, I have lost 15 kilos by taking more of raw food and salads and fruits and lesser of cooked and processed food. So will that affect me in the long run?
Absolutely not. And right now, your skin is glowing. You've just mentioned the weight that you lost. Raw food is everything because that's where you get your raw enzymes. The moment you cook food, you've killed most of the nutrition. So what you're doing is absolutely right. That's a great lifestyle change. Continue with it. Yeah. You stop it when you have to. Okay, I'm cool. Yeah, hi.
Nowadays there's a myth about having supplements, especially for women. Like once you reach 40, once you're closer to menopause, people start saying, you should have taken some calcium supplements or things like that. I am not against all that. I mean, but I don't really understand. I haven't really taken calcium supplements. Now I have crossed 50. Now, like from my friends, or when I read some articles, people say that you should be taking supplements after 50. How far is it really relevant to?
You take supplements only when you have a deficiency, and you take supplements only when you have a bad lifestyle which you're not willing to change. There is no connection between calcium. Absolutely not. If you have a deficiency, some supplements definitely help. Other than that, it's just a big market like the pharmaceuticals. I run a company which makes plant-based formulations, but we tell every consumer, you speak to a doctor and only buy what you need. Don't buy it because it sounds good to you. Sorry, go ahead.
Is milk good enough for the calcium thing? I mean, for the calcium intake, you take milk? Is that
If you have a balanced diet, you will get calcium from fruits and vegetables. 2 tablespoons of your normal till seeds will give you more calcium than a supplement and more calcium than a glass of milk. So like I said, if you need it, take it. If I'm traveling and I know I don't have access to great food, I will take a multivitamin to supplement that transition. But once I'm back to my home food, no supplements. So again, it's personalized to every body, but it cannot be generalized for everyone. That's how it is.
the best idea would be just to keep having a medical checkup done to see the calcium?
Yeah, and listen to your body. It will give you biofeedback if you have less calcium.
Hi. So
Hi.
the health gurus are now talking about the importance of adding more fat in the diet and cutting down on sugars and carbs. Can you speak about that a little? Because this cold-pressed oils and the medium-chain fatty acids seem to be doing the rounds so much. How much to pay attention to that?
Oh, we should pay a lot of attention and we should also feel ashamed because our country had coconut oil as one of the best oils in the world. And then the olive oil mafia came in and pushed out all our oils like mustard oil, peanut oil, groundnut oil, all of these oils, and they flooded the markets with hydrogenated oils and olive oils. And that's when disease started sprouting up everywhere. There was very little cardiovascular diseases in South India until the oils got replaced. So cold press oil, actually coconut oil, is a superfood. It's a medium chain fatty acid. It helps you lose weight. We use it for brain cancer. We use it for all kinds of cancers and immunity because coconut oil is the only food in the world besides breast milk, which contains something called lauric acid and caprylic acid, which has the job of boosting immunity. So again, coconut oil is excellent for you to use in your diet. If you were using it as part of your staple diet, move back to your staple oils. It's absolutely fantastic when it comes to that. Sugar, like I said, overconsumption of sugar is the biggest problem. Sugar-free, aspartame, all those artificial sweeteners, that is so detrimental to your health. It has direct connections with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and different kinds of cancers. So if you're left with a little yellow packet of sugar sweetener, packet of white sugar, what would you choose? White sugar, good choice. Okay? Because your body can handle that, but your body cannot handle aspartame. So that's for fats. Remember, you need the good kinds of fats. The moment any woman goes on a low-fat diet, her skin starts aging, her hair starts getting brittle, because the function of fat is to produce hormones in the body. You have less fat, you have a hormonal imbalance. So the right kinds of fats from nuts and seeds and the right oils can actually make a fantastic transition in your health. So it is.
Hi, Luke. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. So actually, the last 8 months, I have got a rhythm into my life. Okay, and I have seen I'm feeling the healthiest right now. Okay, I'm like 42, but I feel like what I used to feel when I was younger. But whenever I meet people, they look at me and say you have lost so much of weight, and then I get stressed. What should I put on weight? Okay, and I also when I look at myself in the mirror, also I look like thinner from what I used to be 8 months ago, and my BMI is it's not the BMI I have to be at my height and my weight don't match. So the BMI also confuses me and what people tell me. But what I feel healthy. So who do I trust?
You trust yourself and how you're feeling. You just said you feel younger, you feel great, you look fine. Forget about BMI and all these things. They're just numbers. You don't need it. It's how you feel. That's what I said. Society is a virus.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Listen to yourself, not to whatever other people say around you. Yeah. Yeah, the mic.
First of all, I thoroughly enjoyed your talk.
Thank you.
Second, there's a whole debate about milk not being good for children. What's your opinion on that? And two, if you have any specific advice on how to build immunity in children. Like what are the things that we could, some specific tips?
So milk, we would need a whole other hour to speak about that whole debate. I'm against milk today because of the quality of milk. The reason why young girls are reaching puberty even at the age of 9 and 10 is because of the estrogen, which is pumped into the animals. It gets into us. Prostate cancer in men has a direct connection to the dairy consumption. So I'm against milk. I think if a child is breastfed for like 6 to 12 or even like a year and a half, the child doesn't need milk after that. There are other sources of protein and calcium, and anyway, after the age of 2, we have a digestive enzyme which can no longer break down milk. So it's unnecessary, but at the same time, I know a lot of communities worldwide that have milk all the time and they have no problems. So I would debate more on the quality of milk, number one. For children and immunity, keep them away from junk and processed food. It's not about what we add for immunity, it's what's robbing each and every one of us of our immunity. It is junk food, processed food, sugar, and a sedentary lifestyle. Let your kids play, let them be active. Not too much of TV time. Make those lifestyle changes and your kid will be healthy. You don't have to start with superfoods and pumpkin seeds and all of that stuff right then. A little bit might help, but keep it balanced. Yeah. Yes, whoever has the mic.
So, detox is an unidentified scam which is happening right now. There is not much knowledge by the general public, and even doctors are objecting over it, that these companies are saying that you drink this juice and particular juice and detox happened. But particularly doctor says detox can be only done by thorough professionals that are doctors and not by this MNCs which are putting false promises to you. So what is your take on that, please?
So those are two money-fueled lobbies fighting with each other. Yeah, there is no one juice that can detoxify you. It is your own lifestyle and your own body that can detoxify you. As simple as that. You can get an enema and clean out your colon. But you keep eating junk food, you're going to keep on, toxifying your colon. So every decision that you make every day in regards to your exercise, what you put into your system, the moment you cut down sugar, guess what? The body starts detoxifying. The moment you start sweating, guess what? Your body starts detoxifying. Everything, like I said, I believe the human body is designed to heal you and protect you. Just give it a chance to do that. That's how it is. I think we have time for one last question. Okay. Yes, whoever has mic, yeah.
Does our body not have the intelligence to produce what it is lacking? Because we are eating nutritious food. Like I am 70 years old. And again, there's a question of supplements of calcium. Or you feel that, a multivitamin or whatever. There's lots of these supplements available now in the market. And there is this pressure on you to have that. But I believe within me that the body knows what it needs and will take that from the food that we are eating. Is that so, or does the body need to be supported by supplements?
No, you're absolutely right. The body has an intelligence of its own. Even a slight deficiency of vitamin A, the body will show it to you in some way, either in energy levels, sight, hair fall. So it will keep telling you at any given point when there's a deficiency. Like D3 is one of the biggest deficiencies in Bombay right now, and it's one of the most critical vitamins that you can see. One commonality that we see in every cancer case is a commonality of constipation and D3, low vitamin D3 levels together. So again, D3 fatigue. When we're constantly tired, we think we need to eat more or take a multivitamin. Sometimes just by correcting your D3 level, you'll take care of fatigue and everything else. So your body will tell you, and it will manufacture what it needs from the food that you eat if you're eating the right way.
No, but what my thing is that now at this age, osteoporosis sets in. And there always is this thing that you need to have your tests done and you need the calcium supplements. Does it really need, even if you have osteoporosis, does the body not know that it needs to produce calcium or absorb more calcium?
It does. But again, to answer your question, there is no connection between osteoporosis and calcium. That's the number one thought that we have. More calcium, less osteoporosis. As osteoporosis happens because acidity in the body leaches calcium and D3 from the bones to make the blood alkaline. India and America is the highest consumer of calcium and the highest count of osteoporosis. There's no connection. And you're already 70, like you said. You're already worried that you're going to get osteoporosis. Why? You're going to bring it on if you think that way. Just eat healthy and think positive. That's all.
So there you have it. And of course, a lot of questions came up during your session. A lot of important knowledge was shared today that was definitely important today. But one, I know I don't want to lengthen the question, but everyone must be curious, what is your diet? Now let's shorten that even because we have time. What are you? A vegetarian, a non-vegetarian, an eggetarian? I'm sure everyone is curious right now to know what your diet is like.
So I'm vegetarian when I'm in India. I eat meat when I'm in South America. I eat fish when I'm in Europe, depending on where I feel I get the best quality. Okay, I don't diet. I wake up in the morning, a little bit of yoga, a little bit of meditation. I have to, otherwise I'm the most angry person that you'll ever meet. I need that to stabilize me. I start off with lemon water. Sometimes I do oil pulling in the morning with coconut oil. I love doing oil pulling. I've not seen a dentist in the last, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. I may have crooked teeth, but they're clean and they're healthy. I start off with lemon water and I do fruits. If I'm back from travel or I'm traveling, I do fruits right up to lunch because that's my detoxification window. If not, I have millets, I have eggs sometimes, I have everything that's homemade and healthy. Lunch is a traditional Indian lunch. My evening snack is fruit and nuts, sometimes a sandwich if I feel like. Dinner is the lightest meal of my day. It's a vegetable juice or a soup. And it could be a stir-fried vegetable or a dal or a bowl of vegetables. It's as simple as that.
Wonderful.